Hello, listeners, and welcome to yet another episode of the Nigeria Football Weekly podcast with me, your host, Oloke. Today's episode 37, and it should be a bit of a fairly quick one. I'll just be quickly reviewing our 2-0 win over the Lone Stars of Liberia, which took place on Saturday, and I'll be previewing our crucial fixture against Cape Verde, which is taking place tomorrow at the Teslim Balogun Stadium at 5 p.m. Nigeria time, with the Super Eagles needing a draw or a win to ensure our qualification in top spot for the final round of playoffs for the CAF qualifiers for the 2022 Qatar World Cup. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So on Liberia, we played Liberia on Saturday. It was a 5 p.m. kickoff as well. We beat them 2-0. The game was actually played in Tanger in Morocco because Liberia were deemed to not have a good enough stadium to host qualifiers in Liberia. We won 2-0 courtesy of two penalties. Victor Osimhen scored the first penalty after Kelechi Iheanacho was brought down by the goalkeeper in the 14th minute. And then in the last minute of the game, Victor Osimhen was brought down by the Liberia goalkeeper, and Ahmed Musa stepped up after coming on as a substitute to tuck away the second goal. Formation-wise, Grenoro decided to keep a 3-5-2 formation, which is what he switched the team to following our 1-0 shock loss Central African Republic. So for that second game against Central African Republic, he switched to three centre-backs, probably for more protection, because it usually happens that when a team switches three at the back, is because maybe they felt like there was not enough protection from two centre-backs. So it was a bit of a surprise, to be honest, considering the level of our opposition, Liberia, to see him stick with this formation. But anyway, he played a 3-5-2. Maduka Okoye continued in goal. Chidozie Awaziem, William Troost Ekong, and Leon Balogun played as the three centre-backs. Wilfred Ndidi and Joe played in midfield and centre-mid. And then he played with Moses Simon as a right wing-back and Jimilu Collins as a left wing-back before playing Alex Iwobi in the number 10 position and Iheanacho partnered Osimhen as a striker. To be honest, true, it was not the best performance I've ever seen from the Super Eagles. We failed to have any shots on target from open play throughout the game. Yes, in the 27th minute, Jamilu Collins had a goal wrongfully disallowed because he was onside, but there's no VAR in the Africa qualifiers after he got played through by Kelechi Iheanacho. And his shot should have actually counted because he wasn't off, he was just on. But objectively, looking at the stats, Nigeria did not have one single shot on target. Obviously, you could argue that if the penalties did not happen, maybe the players would have slaughtered the ball in the net. But it was a bit concerning because with these kind of opponents, especially Liberia, I know every game is tough, but we need to be seeing more attacking threats from Nigeria, especially with the squad of players we have. So I think that's one of the main drawbacks of having a 3-5-2 formation. It seems to be negating us going forward, even though it's providing a bit more solidity in defense. To be fair, though, Liberia did not create any chances either, nor did they look like they were a threat at any point in time throughout this game, to be honest. But it left a lot to be desired, especially in terms of our attacking phase of play. Way too many times we'll get the ball and it looked like our front three were just playing on their own. Like the space between midfield and the attack was so far apart. And just trying to string together good passes just seemed like such a difficult chore, to be honest. So it wasn't pleasant, but ultimately Nigeria got the job done. You know, we take the 3 points. What other key incidents happened in the game? Osimhen also went close with the one-on-one chance, to be fair, in the 32nd minute, which he blasted over the bar. With a bit more composure, maybe he would have got a brace in this game. Also, in the 34th minute, Liberia almost conceded an own goal. So Nigeria had a corner kick, and the Liberia defender headed the ball towards his own goal, with his goalkeeper having to put the ball out of the net. The second half was really, really poor, to be honest. In the first half, we even had a few more chances. In the second half, no real good attacking moves to write on about. However, in the 59th minute, Iheanacho played in Iwobi. Iwobi cut back to Osimhen, but his pass was not the best in the game. And then Iwobi was replaced shortly after in the 62nd minute for Chidera Ejike. Chidera Ejike looked lively as usual. I mean, it's something we've almost come to expect. There was one worrying moment in the 72nd minute when Troost Ekong almost made another error that would have put Liberia in, but luckily our defenders were there to clear the danger. And like I said, second half, we didn't really create anything. until the Nigeria penalty, which Osimhen went through one-on-one, running with the ball, literally tried to dribble past the keeper, and the keeper just brought him down. But at this point, Ahmed Musa had already come onto the pitch. So for some reason, they let Ahmed Musa take the penalty. And immediately after he scored the penalty, the ref ended the game. It was that late in the match. Standout performances, I would say probably Victor Osimhen still. You could see that special quality Victor Osimhen has compared to the rest of the team. And a lot of times he feels like he's a cut above the rest, quality-wise, especially when it comes to our attacking play. But at the same time, because we're playing so deep, he has to come back into the midfield to try to get the ball or be involved in the play, which is not necessarily what we want from our number 9. We need him to be in the box, and we need to be creating chances for him much closer to Liberia's goal, which was not the case. I thought Chidozie Awazim was really, really good, to be fair. Fair play to him. He started Nigeria's last 2 games now since the switch in formation, and he's looked assured. He hasn't made any mistakes, no errors, nothing that would make you ever panic. I think Wilfred Ndidi was a big miss for us, so him being back for this game was also really good. We dominated the midfield, and Ndidi was usually there to mop up any loose balls and just to dictate the tempo of the play. And I thought Chidera Ejike, as well, as I mentioned, was really, really good when he came on. He is a really bright player. Like, I would love to see Ejike start our game tomorrow, because I think he deserves, and I think he has that, I don't know if I should say hunger, to really impress for the national team. I don't think he's scored a goal yet for the national team. So that's probably something that's on his mind. I think yesterday was his 3rd or 4th cap. So he's eager to impress, and you could definitely see that in the way he plays. In terms of drawbacks, not to call out to many people because we still won the game 2-0, but I thought Alex Iwobi and Kelechi Iheanacho were not that great, to be honest. I don't know if it's a thing with Iwobi just coming back from injury. And Kelechi seems like he doesn't play with the same level of discipline he does when he plays for Leicester. Like, way too many misplaced passes. Like, it was shocking, to be honest. Like, I was just like, what's happened to Kelechi, man? This is not looking like the same Kelechi we saw at Leicester, especially towards the end of last season. Another big detriment of our play, I think, were our wing-backs. No offense to Moses Simon, but he plays as a left winger for Nantes. The fact that he's playing as a right wing-back tells you all you need to know about the current confusion around Gwenor Rowe's choices right now. I thought he was really, really poor. Like, really, really poor. Gave away so many fouls. Maybe almost, him alone, he must have given away at least 5 fouls. And it's just not his position. He's not supposed to play there. You've got Kevin Akpoguma plays as a right wing back for Hoffenheim. You've got Olaina, who has experience playing as a left wing back and right wing back for both Torino and Fulham last season. Why not play someone that's a lot more suited to that position? If you even must, you could even play Abdullahi Shehu there if you need. But Simon, oh my God, I really, really hope Gwenor Rowe switches up for the game tomorrow. And I thought Jamilu Collins, although he almost scored, as you could just tell, he doesn't have that top quality. Like, I would have loved to have seen Zaidu Sanusi start, who's now in the good books of Porto's manager again. Or play Olaina on the left. Let's see how he performs since he plays there for Torino week in, week out in Serie A. Meanwhile, we've got Jamilu Collins just, to be honest, stinking it up a little bit. Like, it was not a great performance from him either. So those were the 4 who I thought let us down a little bit. I think Jaribo is still struggling in the current setup with Nigeria. I don't think that Gwenor Rowe is playing him in positions that get the best out of his talents, even though he's an absolutely top quality player. And we know this because we've seen what he's done for his club side Rangers. And we've seen how he performed in his first few caps for Nigeria. So hopefully we can see Jaribo capture some of that form again. But anyway, all in all, we took the 3 points. What this now means is Nigeria have won 4 of our 5 games so far. We've scored 8 goals, conceded 2, lost 1, Central African Republic. But Cape Verde, on the other hand, who we play tomorrow, they're looking very, very dangerous. Since we beat them in the 2-1 win away at Cape Verde in September, they've won all 3 of their World Cup qualifiers. Yes, they've had to score last-minute goals in 2 of those 3 games, and they also had to come from behind on Saturday to beat Central African Republic 2-1 at home. But they seem to just be grinding out these results. And I'm sure they must be licking their lips at the opportunity to see if they can qualify for the World Cup playoffs in Nigeria's home, especially after seeing what happened against the Central African Republic. So we really have to be careful. Nigeria need a draw or a win to qualify for the final round. These playoffs will take place in March. And it's also important that we win the game to keep our current ranking as the fifth best side in Africa, which is crucial because out of the 10 teams that top their group, the top 5 based on world rankings will be seeded against the bottom 5. And Nigeria at the moment, we are the fifth best side in Africa. 4 of the teams above us have already sealed their place in the playoffs: Senegal, Algeria, and Morocco. Tunisia have a bit of a testy tie to go. They're going away to Zambia. No, they're playing Zambia at home, but they lost to Equatorial Guinea on Saturday, which means they need to make sure they beat Zambia somehow and hope that Equatorial Guinea do not win the game. So if Tunisia mess up, I mean, we'll take that, but I wouldn't bank on it. But we need to win our game. Like, we really, literally need to win. At the moment, Cape Verde also 71st in the world. So we really have to be careful. Like, when you look at the teams in our group, we really should have breezed through this group, but unfortunately, you know, with the Super Eagles, not everything is always straightforward. In terms of players to watch, Julio Tavares, striker playing in the Saudi Arabian League for Al Faisali. He's the one who scored the equalizer against Central African Republic on Saturday, and he's also scored, I think he scored 2 or 3 goals in their qualification campaign so far. Ryan Mendes, he also used to play in Ligue 1 for Lille back in the day. He now plays in Dubai. Another very, very good player. He scored their last-minute winner when they played against Liberia in October. So those two are probably their most dangerous players, alongside another player called Gary Rodriguez. Gary Rodriguez used to play for Fenerbahce, and he's also in the Middle East at a team called Al Ittihad. So those 3 players are probably their standout players, although majority of their squad play in Europe. So this is the one game that we cannot afford to take anything for granted. Like, I can't even imagine Nigeria not making the World Cup. It would be absolutely devastating. Since I was born, we've made every World Cup except the 2006 World Cup. And I'm not trying to watch a World Cup without Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully the boys will do what needs to be done in that game. If Cape Verde win the game, they will go above Nigeria and they will qualify to the playoff rounds. But as long as we get a draw or a win, we should see it through. In terms of anticipated X-side, I believe Rowe will stick with this his 3-5-2 formation, but I hope he switches back to a 4-2-3-1, especially because we've been really, really poor against Liberia and our previous opponents in terms of creating chances and stringing any, pattern of play, good attacking pattern of play. So I hope he switches back to allow us have more midfield thrust and allow our wingers to really flourish in the game. So hopefully this is where I hope starts the game. Maduka Okoye will definitely continue and go. He was fairly solid against Liberia, didn't really have much to do. I think Awaziam will keep his place if we stick to a back 4 or back 5. So that means one of Troost Ekong or Balogu may drop to the bench. But I think all 3 of them have been fairly solid. So I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to see Balogu and Ekong start the game tomorrow. I hope Olaino gets back into the lineup. Let him start at right back, for Christ's sake. I just hope so. And I would love to see Zaidu Sanusi get a run out ahead of Jamilu Collins at left back. Ndidi and Aribo will probably continue in the middle of the park, but I wouldn't be surprised if I see Onyeka start in place of Joe Aribo. I would love to also see Chukwueze coming at right wing. I think that's something we need. And Chidera GK has to start, man. He looks way too good to be coming off the bench right now, especially considering how poor we've been at creating attacks. And I think Kelechi Iheanacho will probably continue to start, especially because he was slightly better than he will be in terms of performance against Liberia. And of course, probably our star player, Victor Osimhen, he would always start every game. So I expect him to continue starting in this game tomorrow. So it's a big, big game. Let's see what tactics the manager employs. Let's see who plays a right back. Let's see if he switches to a back 3 or sticks with the back 4. Does he give Sanusi a go at left back? Do we see Frank Onyeka come into the team? Let's see what he does to refresh the lineup, in terms of attacking. Do we see Igalo get any minutes? Igalo was not in the squad for the last game because apparently he arrived late on Thursday. But anyway, that's the preview for our game against Cape Verde. I think it's going to be a very, very tough game. But by grace of God, Nigeria will not let us down and they will do what needs to be done. What are my predictions for the game? To be honest, I think it's going to be a very close tie, and I hope it's a 2-1 Nigeria win. I think we have to score the first goal, because if we don't score the first goal, it could be squeaky bum time, and you know what Nigeria could be like when the players are a bit fidgety or worried about their performances in these kind of games. So hopefully it will be a 2-1 Nigeria win with Victor Osimhen scoring a goal. And I would like to see Chidera GK get his first goal for Nigeria as well. So We wish the national team all the best. The game is at 5 p.m. Nigeria time, so 4 p.m. in the UK. And also just work out the time difference wherever you are in the world. Please continue to follow us on our social media channels. On Twitter at NFWPOD. On Instagram at Nigeria Football Weekly. On Facebook.com/Nigeria Football Weekly. And you could also catch us on YouTube on the Nigeria Football Weekly. Thanks for listening, guys. And I'll be here to review the game against Cape Verde later this week, as well as preview all the games happening in club football as that resumes over this coming weekend. Peace out and take care. Bye. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share, subscribe, and click the bell to get a notification whenever we drop a video. You can also find our social media channels listed below. And of course, up Super Eagles and Nigeria no dey ever carry last.